first of all, the Rhodesian security forces were 80% black people, and there was no conscription. So they knew what was coming. If you looked at that time, and we're talking about going back to 1965 and the period of UDI, the Unilateral Declaration of Independence from Britain, that came about because the black nationalists wanted immediate handover to majority rule. And our Prime Minister, Ian Smith, knew very well that there would be no protection for the whites, and that it would follow the same disasters that had happened in every other black country to our north, where there was plunder and destruction of infrastructure and sheer despotism, dictatorships, one-party states, and that Rhodesia was going to go the same way. So it was evident also Mugabe was a self-admitted Marxist terrorist. He was proud of the fact. He made it quite clear. And I don't know if Nkomo went that far, but shooting down aircraft with missiles isn't a gentlemanly thing to do, and we knew very well that he was backed by the Russians. The Russians were setting him up to have a fully mechanized division to invade Rhodesia with, including 20,000 trained men. So Rhodesia was facing communist insurgency and an onslaught in the typical communist way of establishing footholds in other countries where they would be enriched by mineral wealth or for some other purpose. It was plain to see. Anybody with one iota of intelligence could work that out, including the American administration of the time, President Carter and David Young. And David Young was quoted in an interview with the Times to say that that he couldn't understand why Mugabe was such an incorrigible person. He was perfectly harmless. We found out how harmless he was during the war and subsequently. And he's murdered between 20,000 and 30,000 Ndebele citizens, women, children, subsequent to him being installed as the president. Yes, well, I returned to the SAS. I had been promoted by Special Branch as a bogus captain. I mean, it wasn't an official promotion at all, but I had to wear captain's pips because we were operating among other units of the security forces, and I needed some rank to get that to work. And when I got back to the SAS parade ground, I met Captain Mackenzie there. Excellent fellow, an American guy, served in Vietnam, nice sense of humor, very competent, good leader. And he said to me, at that stage I was a corporal, he said to me, "Hello, Corporal Nell, I believe you've been promoted to captain, or are you a major now?" Which and then we both started to laugh and we shook hands and so on. But he was, subsequent to the Rhodesian Bush War, he was sent to Sierra Leone. I think he joined some other unit or went there with a private security company, I don't know, to take on the rebels, and he got wounded in action and was caught by the rebels and actually eaten.